Bold Shift community, what is up? I wanted to hop on here for a moment and just speak with you and talk to you and spend some time with you, which is very well needed on days like today. And when I mean days like today, it is still snowing outside. Yesterday, we were covered with snow. We're covered with snow today. It's not that bad, but hey, you don't know how others will drive. So I've just been home working and working on projects and meeting deadlines because I'm able to still work from home. So I'm excited to share that with you. But I was just thinking over the last couple of days about my life because we've been in a series at our church about telling our testimonies. And I pretty much tell my testimony and have been everywhere I go in part as I'm able to share. But I wanted to get on here and talk to very specific people right now. And that is, I want to speak to parents with children with special needs, with uh, different abilities. I want to speak to children who think that they are special needs or who have a different ability or a heightened ability. I want to speak to you for a moment. And then everyone else, you can take this and support those that you know in either one of those categories and really be mindful of what I'm getting ready to tell you. I'm talking about since I've been wearing glasses since I was 4 or 5 years old. They diagnosed me with a very rare clinical and legally blind type of thing. I don't remember all of it. My mom's still alive and we don't remember the name, but at the time it was severe. Now over the years my sight have gotten better and I'm just really doing good. But because I missed so much during those first years of my life, I had serious learning disabilities. Learning disabilities. I mean, I could read. That was my strong point, was reading and writing, and that was it. That was my strong point. But I had severe learning disabilities, and over the year, it took tutors and people who loved me to really help me, and teachers to teach me how to teach myself because no one really knew my learning style. And in those days, it really wasn't prevalent or talked about teaching each other learning styles. You either learn this way, and that was it. So I really kind of like got left out there. I was kind of left to fend for myself. My parents was kind of left to like figure it out for yourself. They diagnosed me as mentally retarded because they didn't know what to label me. I was Black, I was female, and I was in the South. So you can imagine, and that was in the 70s, the early 70s. So you can imagine the talk. You can imagine what people would say, what people would think. But my mom and my grandmother and my father, they persevered. They didn't take in or buy in to all that jargon. They didn't buy into it. All my other siblings were extremely smart and very talented and just really just all involved academically. And so they figured out that I was very theatrical and very athletic. And so my father really enhanced those parts. He sewed into those parts of me because he knew that if I could use the ability that I had, then I would be okay. And so he did encourage that and enhance all of that. My mother and grandmother was still praying for me to be academically, this genius like my sister that's older than me, this academic genius. And I'm like, that's just not me. But they still prayed and they hoped for all that. But because of those labels, all those labels and stigmas and stereotype that was placed on me as a young girl at a very young age, I was ostracized. I was made to feel like that I didn't matter, that I wasn't worth it, that I was dumb, that I was stupid. The big four-eyed girl with stupid. And then I was a little short thing too. So that didn't make it any better growing up for me. Now, there were people that were really nice to me, but there was more people that was extremely not nice to me, including teachers. They didn't like me because they were frustrated. And I think some of them, now looking back, thought, well, their teaching abilities were being tested because I couldn't learn for them. But there was teachers that, kind of picked up on stuff, but they still had to stick to the plan. But they helped me and showed me ways that I could learn. But the writing and the reading was my abilities. So I read everything and I understood everything that I read. Probably read stuff that a child probably shouldn't have read, but I read everything. But I was the one that was most likely not to succeed. I mean, it was very evident. Some teachers was very vocal about it. Other students was very vocal about it. I was the student that was just going nowhere in life, nowhere in life. I would never have children. No one would marry me. All of that stuff, everything that you can think of that they tell people with different abilities. Yeah. But tell me this. How many of you have either laughed at someone like this or experienced this your own self, or parents, you're going through this and you just don't know what to do? I mean, like, it's very lonely for a parent just as much as it is for the child. And me and my mom, she's still alive. She's 90 years old now. I'm 56. And we talk about this. It is very lonely for a child, because definitely for a parent as well, because their friends and watching the other kids and everybody else. And then a lot of times, a lot of the parents didn't want me around their children. And my sister, who is 4 years older than me, when we were invited places, I had to stay back with my grandmother because they didn't want me. But my mom couldn't deny my sister from going and having a life. And I get that now as an adult. But it was very hurtful as a child. Some of those people are still alive that really ostracized me and that picked on me. And some of them just, their mouths are hanging open because they cannot believe the achievements that I accomplished. But thank God for people in your corner, because my mom kept pushing me. My father kept pushing me. My siblings kept pushing me. And they were very key in me really just flourishing. My grandmother, I mean, just those people, those inner circle people, and a few of my cousins who tutored me and helped me. It's just like, I am so grateful. Those teachers who really said, no, there's something different. There's something different about her. It's not bad. It's not good according to the standards of the school, but it's not bad. And they just sold into me and they seen so much, and I'm grateful for them. But let me tell you what happened. When you discover that, yes, there is something different about you, but it's not wrong. You have a different ability. You have a heightened ability, because come to find out, I'm actually intelligent. I am very intellectual. It's just the way that I learn is different. And because the way that I learn is different, and how I learn and the time it takes me to learn, people count that out as, you're just retarded, you're just stupid. But when I got older, I figured out how to make that work for me. How did I figure it out? Because my grandmother, Fanny Dixon, she always taught me to pray for wisdom, pray for understanding. She would always tell me that the Holy Spirit would teach me everything that I didn't know. Now, at the time, I thought that is really crazy. I do not know this Holy Spirit. I do not know who you talking about or what you're talking about, other than I'm hearing you say this at church. But I can't see them. There's nothing that they can do. They can't pick up the pen or pencil and show me. But boy, was I ever wrong. When I began to really connect with the Holy Spirit and really ask questions, things would just click. And I was like, wow, I'm onto something. Still not knowing fully what that was. I just thought something happened and I was magically cured. Really, because I'm a kid and I don't know all this stuff. I just doing what my grandmother said do and saying what my grandmother said say. And so after a while, I was like, oh, okay, I got this, da-da-da-da. And I did well. I did really well. I never went back to that dark side where I was like, just didn't know anything. But when I became an adult and when I became a believer and when I really understood who the Holy Spirit really was, the light bulb came on. I fell on my knees. I began to worship and pray because I knew that all those years as a child, that God was with me. He did not leave me. He did not forsake me. I have a different ability. I have a heightened ability. I am very intellectual. I am beautiful. And I am smart. And I'm outgoing and I'm witty. and he shows me different things, different inventions. And it was him the whole time writing the beautiful poetry, writing the books. And it still is to this day at 56 years old. So I say all of this to tell you this. You might be counted out as the person most likely not to succeed. You may be called mentally retarded. You may be called slow and dumb and deaf and all that stuff, because I had an issue with hearing. So my speech was different because I had lodged as a child, put something in my ear, and I couldn't hear that well. So I had to take speech classes after they got the thing out of my ear and cleaned it out. I had to take speech classes because I could not speak well. My words were you just can only imagine. Just think about it. But little did I know that God was going to use me to speak to millions of people. Little did I know that then. But I am grateful and I am honored. I am grateful for everyone who said that I was most likely not to succeed. I am grateful for everyone that called me mentally retarded and labeled me. I am grateful for everyone who mistreated me and counted me out. I am grateful. You know why I'm grateful? I'm grateful because that gives great opportunity for my Papa in heaven to shine. So he can just put his glory all over me and say, what the world said was this and that, I say it's not. And only by the blood of Yeshua, his great sacrifice, his Holy Spirit, his training and teaching and wisdom and knowledge and understanding, could I be sitting here before you today and says that I am a successful Black business woman. I am a successful daughter of the King. I am a successful daughter of my mother here on this earth and my siblings and friends on this earth. I am successful. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that, not just to flash and not just to show off things that I've done and accomplishments that I've made, but because I'm showing him off. I'm boasting in the fact that I could have never done any of this without him, without his guidance. I could not have done any of this. And baby, I'm getting ready to tell you, 2025 I'm getting ready even to soar more because I'm staying more and more in his presence, staying on my face, staying connected with him, because I know that the connection can never be stopped. And I want you to know that too. So if you're that person that's having a different ability and kind of trying to figure it all out, I encourage you to do the same thing that my grandmother told me. And you can reach out and leave a comment here and we can talk about those things, because you're just different and there's nothing wrong with it. You are anointed to do the work that the Most High have called you to do in the ability that he gave you to do. Don't listen to all those people, but be grateful for what they say, because little do they know that they're about to help him out. Help him out and proclaim that his works through you and in you could have been done by none other than himself. So be mindful of who you are and whose you are and who's operating in you. Be mindful of those things. And always remember that it's really not about you. Don't get the big head thinking it's all about you, because you can. Because I was thinking, oh yeah, I got it going on there. No, don't get the big head thinking that it's you. You just know that he's using your story and you to draw others to himself, to show everybody that he is still working and doing miracles, signs, and wonders. He is. And I need you to know that. And to all the teachers out there, if you're a teacher and you're watching this, I know you have a guideline to go by. I really know this. I understand it. I get it. It's your job. But baby, I'm here to tell you, when it comes to the Holy Spirit, who is the real teacher, you need to take a seat. You need to take a seat. Teach what you have to teach. Go what you got to do. But be mindful that these students that you think are not going to accomplish nothing could very well be the student that is sent to you for the Lord to shine on you and show you your real abilities. Because I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on anything that he's doing in someone's life. And understand that these curriculums that they give you, that's fine. But everybody doesn't learn the same. Don't learn the same. And I know you don't have the time to just sit there and take care of each student with a different ability. I know. Because you're on a time schedule. You have to do this at a certain time. You have to do that at a certain time. Sometimes I'm sure you're frustrated because it does mess with your teaching abilities, because you're not able to truly show your teaching gift because you're going by a curriculum. I know this. Parents, don't get frustrated. Do not get frustrated. I know it's hard. I know it is extremely hard. But guess what? Guess what? Guess what? If you put in the work like my parents and grandparents, and if you put in the work with that child, not forsaking your other kids, because I understand you probably do have other children, but if you put in the work, if you fast, if you pray, if you connect with that child on such a way and let them know that you are truly there for them, I'm telling you, you're going to reap the benefits. My mother gets to reap. Before my father died in 2017, he got to reap the harvest of me. He got to see all those years that he put in to sowing into me, what it was all worth. You will get to see, you will get to eat of the fruit of what you've sown into your children. Now, if you're sowing bad things, you're going to eat that too. But you will get to see the harvest. And other people that are making fun of other people, I suggest you stop. Like, seriously, I suggest you just stop bullying people and trying to make yourself feel good by bullying people and think it's okay to laugh at people with different abilities. It's not okay, and it's not cute, and it does nothing for your character, personality, and attitude. It really does not.